Hey everybody, welcome to another one of my trading tutorials here on YouTube. This is dasPIPS, and we are going to be going over alerts, how to set up alerts, and then I'm also going to show you a cool feature within TradingView that you can use for journaling. So without further ado, we're going to get in here, but first I must say, if you could do me a favor, if you could smash that like and subscribe buttons and set up some notifications so you'll know when I come live or if I'm going to be posting new videos. So this is the second one of the TradingView tutorials we're doing today. And this one here, we're going to talk about the alerts. So right now on screen, you see I've got this pound US dollar sitting here, right? I've got an alert in here already, but we're going to take that one off and we're going to go look at setting another one. Right now, pound dollar is sort of come down. It's bounced a bit, and it's looking kind of heavy. It's looking like it's probably going to break this line here, and I think it's going to drop further down. And I want to know when price gets to this range right here, because it could mitigate out of here, or it could come right down and bounce off of this section here, or it could fall further down. But I'm not going to know, so I'm not going to set a pending order right now. What I want to do is I just want to know when price gets here. There's a couple different ways we can do this. We can go over to the right here, and there's this plus sign right on the price line here. And so I can hit that button, and then boom, it pops up this thing here, and I'm going to say I want to set an alert for 136. I click on that button, and now I've got my orange line here. And I can move this line around as well, right? Like if it didn't land where I want, I can drag it down. Let's say I want it down here, right? We want it down here at the 135.9. So it's going to open this window up for me. Now I'm going to show you quickly before we do this that you can do this another way as well. So we'll right click and we'll remove this line, okay? The other way you can do this is you can just come down to the area where you want, anywhere here. And if you right click, you can also get to it here. You just roll in and you see add alert. Okay, so we're going to add an alert for pound dollar. And the conditions here is it's pound dollar and we want it crossing. So you can have it just crossing that line, but I want to know when it's crossing down. So I'm going to click down. It can be greater than, less than, channels, in and out, all sorts of things, percentages. There's a bunch of different variables, but the one we're using is crossing down. And so when it crosses down across the value of the dollar, right? So when it gets to 135.929, it's going to set the alert. Now, the option is it can go off only once, or it can go off every time it crosses that line. But I only need it to go once, and I can set my expiration time. So this is setting it a month in advance by default, and you can set a time and a date for it to end. You could also have it open-ended if you happen to have a premium TradingView subscription. There's different tiers. You can have only so many alerts for each tier, but I'll just say this much. If you're serious about trading and you're making money doing it, is the most beneficial thing to pay for the extra to have all these alerts, because you're not limited and you can set them all day long. And when price gets to a spot that you want to know about, you can know about it. And then we've got the alert action. So by default, it's going to notify you on an app, which is the app on your phone, iPad, Android, wherever you've got your TradingView app. It'll send you a push notification. It's also going to pop up a pop-up on your app if you have the app open, and on your desktop window here as well, it will pop a pop-up. You can have it send to your email, which is what you would have used to sign up for TradingView. And if you're really advanced and you happen to have a server somewhere, you can also have it send a webhook to a URL to trigger an action off of your server. And then if you hit this More Actions button here, you'll get the play sound. So by default, it's going to play a sound, but you can set up, there's a couple different sounds you can set here, which is cool because you can set up like the alarm clock, you can set up a beep beep, and so you can choose. So you could have different alarms for different conditions and different sounds to go with it. So you can also do a send to email to SMS, and you just enter in your email address you want to send the text code to. And then we've got the alert name here. So I'm just going to put in here Demos GU buy potential GU's price where I want it. And then you can add some more information down in here, right? Like you could add in, you can put the condition down here. You can put in and use a little squiggly brackets, which are these guys. You can put that in twice and go time. And then it will actually populate the time in this here as well that this went off. You could also put in the name of a plot for an indicator you may have, or what the closing price was, the open price, a bunch of different variables like that if it applies for your particular strategy you're using. So you can now hit the create button, and boom, there's that orange line. So if you don't like having the orange line on there, you can right click on the line and you can go down. You can just extend alert lines. You can just uncheck that. So, and then it doesn't. You still get this nice orange triangle sitting over here, and you can get in here and you can click on that triangle. It's really tough to get to when you have this plus there, but you just got to get right over to it when you get the mousey on it. And you can right click on it, and then you can hit extend alert lines, and it'll bring it back. So over here on this sidebar here on the right side, you can hit the alerts button, and now you can see all the different alerts that you've got set. And you can double click on them. It'll take you to the actual alert, and it'll also pull up the chart for you in the background as well. One other thing I'll note is that it will take you to the time frame that you set the alert on. So if you set it on the 5-minute chart, you'll see we're on the Roku 5 chart here, and I had an alert set on this chart here, right? So if I zoom hard enough, it looks like it's active, and it was crossing horizontal line that we can't see because it was on a different chart layout. But if we go back to my one up here, it says Demos GU price, and double click on it, boom, it flips us back. We're on a 5-minute chart here, edit alert. Because I just set it on a price, it didn't matter what time frame it was on. It was going to just give it when the bar closes. So if I go to a 15-minute chart here, right? And the way I do that is I just typing 1.5 on the keyboard. I just hit 1.5 and it takes me right there. If I want it to be a 1 day, though, I just hit a 1 and then a D, and you'll see it says day, right? Or week or month. So anyway, quick hack there. So once it's set up here, you can come back down here. You can also see where the alarms have gone off in the alerts log here. You can come over here. You can clear the log. And you can also tidy it up. You can set so it just shows the name of the alert, or you can have the message body as well of whatever you wrote in that message body. So it's kind of cool. You can also go up here. You can remove all the inactive alerts, the ones that have gone off and haven't been reset. You can stop them all. You can restart all of your inactive alerts, and you can remove them all. And then you can also filter them by, active, the current symbol, current time interval. And then you can customize your list by different sorting methods there. So it's pretty powerful, all the stuff you can do with the alarms. And I'm going to show you one more here that I think is really cool. I've used it a bunch, and it's been really helpful. One of the strategies that I've traded with is looking for, like you see here, where we had the yellow cross up over the red line here. So these are two different moving averages. On this one, I happen to have the 9 and the 20 on here. They're not what I do that strategy with, but for this video, we can show you. So you can right click on the indicator line, or you can right click and just go add alert. And when the alert pops up, you can choose your condition. Well, I'm not worried about price. I'm worried about when the 9 EMA is crossing up, because it's in an uptrend. So I want to see it cross up, right? And then I click again here to pull up my indicator again, and then I choose the 20 EMA. So when the 9 crosses up over the 20, I want to know about it. But I don't want to know about it when it does it. I want to know about it after the candle is closed when it did that. Because while it's painting, when they paint this line on the screen for you, as this price is moving, so is this value for this EMA. So we want to know after the bar closes. So when the bar closes, the candle closes, we would then want to know. So we'll go once per bar close. So when the bar closes, do these values, have they crossed each other, right? Has the 9 crossed above the 20? And if it does it at the end of the bar close, it's going to tell me that, right? I could do it once per minute. I could do it once per bar, but once per bar close is what the strategy I happen to be using is. And once I set that, I can go type down here and go, the mustard has crossed the ketchup. and create, and boom. And you'll notice you don't get this alarm light here, or this the line here for the alert, because it's not based off of this price scale. It's based off of these two indicators, these two moving averages, and when their values change. You'll see it up here. You can see I've got mustard has crossed the ketchup. And that is the gold. That is, I want to know that. So it'll send it to me. You'll see that when it's when you're using an indicator, it'll show this little FX icon. It's the same thing that you see up here where you can select indicators. So it's pretty cool that you can set all these alerts this way. It definitely keeps me on task when I'm upstairs or I'm taking care of the dog or something, then that's what I'm doing, right? So I'm just checking out those things and I'm working with the with it in that manner. So that's the way that I deal with the alerts. It definitely is a great way to know when things are happening on the chart and you need to make a change. Now, the second part of the video I'd like to talk about, and it's about journaling. Everybody's talking about trading journals these days. What's the best one? Where can I get one? You know what? It doesn't matter. As long as you're journaling and you're writing down what you're trading, when you're trading it, what the result of your trade was, how you felt about the trade, what was going on, what is the news and the information that influenced it? Was treasury yields affecting it? Was it that the Bank of England made a decision on quantitative easing, or whatever you want to call it, right? Or who knows? Maybe Trump tweets again and we get a reaction, although they're not really doing as much because he doesn't really get to tweet anymore. But, these are the kind of things, right? When Janet Yellen says something and it freaks out the market, you write that down. That's something you want to know about, because then when you go back and you're back testing or you're looking back at what's happening, you can go, okay, last time the FOMC said something, what the heck happened? You can flip back in your notebook and you can find it. So what has this got to do with TradingView? This is the best part. So right down here, there's this text notes box, and I'm going to pop this open. And it opens up this bottom section here. And so you can create notes here. And so like today, I was watching my Kiwi trade, and I was in a bunch of drawdown. I was feeling anxious, because I'm like, all this drawdown, right? Like, am I going to have a losing trade again? But I trusted my trade. I made my decision. When I plotted my trade on the chart and I entered into it, I chose my stop loss based off of my risk management profile that I'm using for my trading. And it's either going to hit my stop loss or it's going to hit my take profit. One of the two things is going to happen. And so using proper risk management, I know that's what's going to happen. So I just made a note of it, right? You can see here that when I was doing some other trades, when I was trading some stocks, I listed what I was looking for today, right? I'm looking for Apple's done this, if it hits this support and resistance line, if it goes past this, then maybe it might run up to, 147 or 150, right? 50 AMAs at 147.50. And if we break that, it could really run, right? Because, that's sometimes what happens with these stocks, right? So, I'm putting all these notes in here, right? And then if I go down here, I've got them broken out by, I'm looking for option plays on this. This is my weeklies. These are the ones that I'm looking for really long terms, and I'm putting in all the parameters that I'm looking for when I want to trade. But it's cool because, I've got another notepad here that I'm taking random notes down on the day, other items, but I can use this while I'm in the trading thing, and I don't have to look down. I have to look away. If I'm trying to focus on something, I can just quickly pop this open. What was it? Right, Apple 150. Yeah, 150 calls. Okay, and I want to see the PPC at this. Okay, perfect. Price per contract at 440. That's what I'm looking for, and I'm keeping it here right in front of me where I can see it. I can go over, I can check news in here, or I can go look at, any of the other sources I've got, but I can always just come back and I can have a central spot to put all the relevant information. I can keep track of it. And then if I want to have a written log, I can add that to my written log after as well. So just really useful to be doing things with the journaling. And journaling is very powerful. I mean, you can throw your gratitude notes in here for that matter. And what's cool is you can search it, right? Like MSFT, where was I talking about Microsoft? Oh yeah, I was looking at it back here on the 4th. And yeah, okay, here's what we were doing with it back then. So it's a really powerful tool here you can use. It's really helpful. I found it really useful. I'm going to keep using it like that. I still keep my paper copies because I'm a big believer in writing things down. But for keeping things quick when things are happening fast, it's nice to be able to have it quick and easy to get to. So that is my spiel on the text notes, which is essentially my journal for my trading. If you guys want to see some more of this, drop a message in the, drop me a comment. I'll respond to all the comments. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, get on here and leave me a note. We'll take care of it. I'm looking at potentially doing a Q&A live session on a Saturday coming up here. So if you're interested in that, drop a line in the comments as well. Hey, what did I say? Comments? Nobody knows anything about the comments. You guys don't know me, but I'm dasPIPS. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll talk at you later.